Show start. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Givin Trouble Show.
Hello, hi, welcome to the show. I am just Lisa, and this is
Lyrics.
And we are Femcom. We are feminist comedians. Do not adjust your headset. Feminist comedians from Trinidad and Tobago, and this is our show that we do every week. And we like to give trouble. We just be difficult and stroppy and, loud.
Yes.
Talking.
Don't forget bossy. That's very important to me personally.
Bossy. Anyway, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Girl, so much is going on right now. It is a little bit ridiculous, but you know what? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling blessed. My show, Playmass with Shakespeare, Carnival Rebellion, is right now. It is on at the Toronto Digital Fringe Festival. And this festival, it's a theater festival. It's a big deal. But of course, this year, there is no live theater because, pandemics and whatnot. So we had to create a digital film product. So it's called digital theater. And with all the COVID restrictions and lockdown and everything like that, I literally did this in my house. I did this in my house. The actors came here one by one. We did it under like real strict COVID conditions. So, it was a whole thing in and of itself. And we did it though, and now the show is on. So this is how you can go to the fringetoronto.com website, and you have to pay. It's $5 Canadian, and once you pay that $5 Canadian, you can access any one of up to 56 shows in the Fringe Festival this year. And there's a pay what you can button. Us artists always asking people to pay what they can. That goes straight to our company and the actors who did, all this work. It's just 5 of us, myself, my husband, Wayne Lee Singh, Danielle Elliott, Leslie Ann Levine, and of course, Afi Ford Hobson. So I'm quite proud of our production, and you could go follow Brown Cotton Outreach or my page on Instagram to find out more. What about you, Lisa? What's up with you?
Oh, good. I'm good. I'm working on some super secret plans. Not really. I just have a couple of new clients, and that's great.
I got so excited for a minute. I was like, what? Secret plans?
Next weekend, I'm actually doing a poetry writing workshop for Pride TT.
Oh, nice.
She writes.
She writes.
Collective.
So, everything about that I like. That sounds good.
Feminist. Oh, it's great.
Yes, and this show is actually part of our Pride celebrations, our own contributions to Pride. Last week we talked to Stefan, who is one of Trinidad and Tobago's only openly gay comedians, and he's actually going to be joining us in a show. Yeah. So I don't know if everyone would have seen it, but we had a Jokey with Lyrics show about, I don't know, like 2 months ago, a while ago. Yeah. It was complete madness. It was a real experimental online comedy show. And I have to say, I am really, really happy with how it came out. I premiered my song, Tanty Zest, which starts with fling your breasts. This is a Tanty Zest, just to give you
our own dance.
Some insight into that situation, right? And have a fling your breast dance. So we got that done. Who knows what will happen in this show this weekend? So tune in. That's on Saturday night. So I mean, I just showing, pandemic or no pandemic, Lisa. We're here. We're queer. We're getting it done. Okay?
We are indeed. And no, work in this pandemic is not easy, because, sometimes you wake up in the morning and it's like, why am I even getting up? Why am I getting out of bed? What is the point? But it's been a real a blessing to have actually this show and all the other projects that we work on, just to give you something to focus on. Look, let's be clear. Jokey with Lyrics is a wonderful show, and you should come and totally support it. And also, we have a Fund Me TNT page for the campaign. It's also called Jokey with Lyrics, so just go and search for it.
And we'll be sharing it on our Instagram and Facebook all this weekend. Right.
And so we have it's a free show that we're doing, and we're gonna cast it to YouTube. And we're hoping that, although it's a free show, you give some donations. And we suggest the contribution is 150 TT or 25 US, which is small change, peanuts. In fact,
if you can afford it, if you can afford it.
By the time we come out of lockdown. So, since they raised the price of KFC, all bets are off.
Yeah, boy, people are all outraged about that. Boy, that is like, but it's a kind of weird reverse outrage. Just like people who don't eat KFC upset about it, but the people who eat KFC are like, yeah, like that making sense. Everything else raising. But people who don't eat KFC is like, you see, they raise the price of KFC and nobody don't care. And I'm like, you seem to care a lot.
Just as long as doubles remain under $5, I am cool with that. But
and in the spirit of supporting the arts, I just want to tell you all about a camp that's starting next week by our good friends Penelope Spencer and Cecilia Salazar. It's Camp Tipi Tambo. And my own daughter is going to this camp. It starts on Monday. And, if you're looking for something for your kid to do over the holidays, as we call it, the Java, the July-August vacation, then, this is something that you can do. And, of course, we like to support our friends because, we're all in this together, for sure, for sure.
But Tipi Tambo, though, can we just talk for a little bit about Tipi Tambo and how long I haven't had one of those? This is a little thing.
Oh, like actual Tipi Tambo?
Yes.
Okay, great.
They're like tiny potatoes, right? Those are little.
Yes. I used to think Tipi Tambo and Shatine was the same thing. But I married a man from South, so I learned my lesson quick. He was not amused.
I'm from Boba. Even I know that. Oh God.
Oh, well, that's still past the lighthouse, friend. Technically, you're from the corner. Okay, past the lighthouse. All right. I am from the Northwestern Peninsula. Okay, we built different. All right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. Sure.
But we have.
Wait. Rapso. I think we're still talking about the cultural fraternity and sorority. We're still kind of mourning.
Definitely. And we can't talk about the culture and what's going on right now in the cultural fraternity without talking about Brother Resistance and Rapso. And guys, I stumbled across this beautiful article in the international paper, in the Guardian. The Guardian UK talking about Rapso, guys, and as per the usual, people internationally, they're able to see the value, they're able to see the wonderfulness, they can see it, but we just walking all over it, stepping all over it, not even noticing it. We bust a little wine and then we move on, so we need to start seeing the potential of these things, guys. Rapso, discover the pride and power.
Scroll down to the picture, let me see. It have a picture of the article that killed
So of course, there's a picture in the article, and you can go read the article. I'm not here for that, right? We don't give you actual information here on the Givin Trouble show.
This is just a comedy show. It's not.
It's not a news show. right? We just talk about what's going on, current affairs, especially the affairs part. Tell me about all the affairs. Okay, so in this picture here, we have quite a few young ladies and maybe not so young ladies winding up to Tree Canal from 2011. So Lisa and I, first of all, we're outraged that we're not in this picture because we were so there.
I feel
you in the back there, you think that's you. I feel like there too. I see Sonia Dumas in front whining. You know, Sonia, of course, she's a past guest of the show.
She's actually an expert on whining. She's actually done a whole thesis on whining.
But you know, Brother Resistance passing again, it shows us what are we doing, how are we rewarding and supporting the culture. You know, did Brother Resistance feel supported? Did he feel like people were on his side, that the government was on his side? I don't know. Probably not. But we have a guest today. He's been waiting so patiently in the waiting room. And I promise I'll try and slow down my speaking and shut up a little bit when he starts speaking because I love to hear him speak. Right? So I'm gonna bring him in to the show. Right now, it's the ever popular, the very talented, and the super handsome Aaron Schneider.
Hi guys, hi everybody, hello viewers. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Aaron.
Glad to be here.
Welcome to the Givin Trouble Show. It is a show where we strive as much as possible to give trouble to the status quo. And this is why you are here, Aaron Schneider, because it has been noted and marked, particularly on the social medias, that you likes to give trouble.
Well, you could call it that. You could call it that. I mean, I've heard other terms for it, but giving trouble is a good term. I mean, sometimes trouble necessary, yeah?
Yeah, so, but can I give an introduction to our guest before we continue this whole conversation? So Aaron Schneider, in case you are unfortunate and don't know who he is one of our up and coming, I guess. He up. He come long time. He come and go. Aaron Schneider is a mass designer, and he's an actor, and he's just a gorgeous human being. And now he's a painter, and he's doing like art. So I am really happy that you're on. I first met Aaron many years ago when he just first come back from Canada, and he was young and hot and had abs. And I was so pissed. I was like, you gay? I don't mind. You don't have to tell anybody. I did not get you. I just wanted to know.
Aaron, what was the name? What was the name of that play that I met you on? Was it it was Freshwater?
Clearwater.
A Rapso play.
A Rapso play written by Christopher Rodriguez more than 2 decades ago.
I know. Well, hear me now saying, but wait. I'm married now about 18 years, right? And I date my husband for about 5 years before I married him. And I was dating somebody completely different when I was working on Freshwater.
Yes, you
so that was real.
Yes, you was.
We old, but we holding up well, I think. Look at Aaron. Oh my God.
We holding. You know?
Keep holding. Keep holding.
Yeah,
Don't let it drop.
Little hope, little prayer.
So Aaron, I wanted to ask you about your the way that you are outspoken and the way you share opinions on Facebook. And I wanted to know if when you express yourself, when you're so authentic and honest and opinionated on Facebook, does that spill over into your real life in any way?
The definite answer is yes. Yes. I have so many people on my Facebook that I don't know, maybe it's their age or whatever reason, they're not very active, but I would see them all the time, and there people will come up to me and they'd be like, you know, I stay on Facebook just to see what you have to say because I know you're coming with some bacchanal or you're going to make me laugh or whatever. And the funny thing is, the irony of it is that 90% of the time that I have something to say, I might couch it in humor simply because as a society, we're not really ready for the hard truths kind of conversation yet.
I could not agree more.
We're still kind of teetering around being politically correct with each other. So yes, it definitely spills over. And then when you meet up with the people who don't agree with you Oh, they want to have a conversation. Forget 6 foot, forget mask. You write something last week and let me tell you, it was bothering me. You know, so yes, it spills over. It spills over. Definitely.
Yes.
But you've been a really outspoken sort of critic about the lack of support around artists during this whole COVID period. Since COVID started, you've been saying where, you know, one, the carnival arts are being disrespected entirely through the whole COVID experience. And the ideas around the festival and so on, there's been a bankruptcy. You know, but you've been really outspoken about those things. You want to tell us some more about?
Well, the sad thing about the culture and coming from such a culture-rich country like Trinidad is that it seems that we are taken for granted. It seems that it's just expected that whatever nucleus of creativity that is inside of us will burn ever bright. And I mean, that is not so. That is not so. Like anyone else, we are susceptible to burnout. Like anyone else, we are susceptible to depression, fatigue, imposter syndrome. And that is why throughout this entire pandemic, one of the things that became really important to me and still is just justifying that voice of saying, this is not enough. I mean, I have friends who have left Trinidad and are working in Carnival in different countries, and they have been kept busy for the entire period. Their governments have given them little grants to go and write a new play, do a new play. Lyrics. You yourself was able to find an outlet in the Toronto Fringe. You know, for your fantastic locally based work, and congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on breaking through. But yeah, we have not done enough. We haven't done enough, and we continue to not doing enough.
Yeah. And I could definitely do with some more support for my show. You know, I'm out here to fund me TNT for this show. I fund me TNT for that show. You know, you can't really, you know, I've sent out sponsorship letters. No big set of response, you know, or if it comes really slowly. You know, at the end of the day, us private and public sponsors don't have to give us anything. But if they don't, it's just not going to happen. And then people look left and right and say, what's happening to the culture, you know? So I couldn't agree with you more. Guys, before we continue, I just want to acknowledge all of the people who are commenting and who are with us today. Rudy's here. He's saying hello. Hi, Rudy. Sean is here. I'm so excited about Aaron. I'm looking at the comments, right? Sean saying wonderful, positive things again. And, of course, celebrating doubles, right? Vonette is in the house. Hi, Vonette. Bigfoot, you gorgeous, amazing, wonderful human being. And Sterling and Vonette trying to have a whole conversation in the comments and are exposing them. Right? They need to be talking about the show. I'm just saying. A little family for Aaron is in the comments as well. Nell recently featured in a magazine for her styling and just generally being interesting and working hard. She's in Canada.
Yes, they are.
Awesome. So all these wonderful people coming on and just saying hi. So we're just saying hello, guys. Thanks for coming in. Keep making comments in the comments. We go big up all your comments, right? So Aaron, despite the lack of support, despite the lack of all these different things that we have to deal with here, somehow you still manage to create some art during this pandemic period. So I have some of the pieces here. Would it be okay if I showed a few of them and you could just tell us a little bit about it? Because I love this stuff. It's beautiful.
What happened is I took some time out to sort of get in touch with myself in this period where we had nothing to do. And what I've always been drawn to painting. I've always painted, but I've never been an artist per se. I was an artiste, but I was never a painting artist. And then I found I had all these emotions tied up inside about what was happening, how it was happening. There was anger, there was sadness, there was rage. And I mean, as stereotypical as it may sound, it was easiest for me to place those things on canvas. And I used images of the carnival, I used images of the Blue Devils to sort of superimpose the devil inside. And the devil inside for me is that creative urge that needs to be heard, needs to be seen, needs to be respected, needs to be given a place. So all of these pieces for me all sort of represent the scream that was happening silently and continues to happen silently with so many of our creatives. So many people day to day just don't know when they will be needed again, don't know when they will have purpose again, don't know when, when next will you plug in a glue gun? When you dance a job.
You got a little bun on the tie from the glue gun. The glue gun does burn you.
Hello, you should see my legs.
I can't imagine.
You want me to see your legs?
Oh, yes, please. Let's see those legs.
I'll set up a GoFundMe and we could talk.
Well, I think they call that OnlyFans. I think it's a thing for that. Yes. But back to the artwork and away from the perversity.
Ooh, Savannah.
How long does it take you to make one of these pieces? Are they for sale? Are they available? What's
Well, I didn't start off painting for sale, to be honest. I started off painting as a means to therapeutically dealing with my own mental stress throughout this pandemic. Yeah. And just by posting the images, I actually have sold a few pieces.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I have. And I'm so grateful for the support of those people. And I found that not only was I able to kind of deal with some of my own hurt, I was able to find a potential other income where I can be authentic, where I can be my true self, and where I didn't have to sell out to anything or any ideology to be able to make a shilling. I mean, we have to do what we can do. What are we going to do?
You're describing the dream. I mean, that's what artists want to do. We want to take our pain, we want to take our ideas, we want to take our dreams, craft it into something that people come after want, and that we could live off of our work. So that is that's really, really inspiring. Do you find catharsis from doing it?
Hello?
He's frozen.
Oh, he's frozen. Yes, we can hear you, Aaron. Can you hear us?
Okay, I think that was me. I'm using my phone because, as I told you.
Yes, we are hearing you.
Yeah, sorry about that. My Wi-Fi seemed to have dropped for a minute or two. It seems to be
okay.
back.
Well, let's see if your video picks up, but we can hear your audio just fine. So let's continue. And you're lucky you didn't freeze in a funny looking face. Your freeze looking good. I've heard just your freeze face is on point. One of the things I wanted to ask you, Aaron, because this show goes really quickly. We've been talking a bit about vaccine hesitancy as an issue.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that? Because we were just looking at an article today about an employer, bemoaning the fact that so many of his employees are ducking, basically saying that they don't wanna take the vaccine, and giving him what he calls silly reasons.
Right.
For not wanting to take it. Any thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts on the anti-vaccine is that both sides of the argument are completely understandable. I myself have been vaccinated. I am not going to lie. I don't think we hear enough people saying, yes, I am vaccinated, but yes, I too have concerns. So it's okay to give voice to this, because, I mean, we've never seen a vaccine created so quickly. So obviously we're going to have fears, we're going to have hesitancy. But the flip side of that coin is we are looking 4 million dead people in the face. So it's really a rock and a hard place kind of position. And the maths, as the young people say, the maths in. The maths in.
Make it make sense.
If science is telling us, here what? You see this vaccine, in 5 years you might grow a third limb, but you won't dead, take the vaccine.
And if that third limb grows in a useful and interesting place, then
OnlyFans, girl.
That's a win-win. OnlyFans.
Hello.
Totally.
I took the vaccine too, and I still have my concerns. I still have like numbness and tingling in my arm that I had the vaccine. I haven't gone to the clinic yet. I'm a horrible person. I'll go. But yeah, the casual dismissal of the emergency room doctor about my concerns about my numbness was like totally like, okay, I'm not gonna die, so I'm gonna go home. So I've really followed it up, but I do have concerns. I think it's crazy, and I would not have taken this vaccine but for the fact that I want to travel this year.
Yeah. Exactly. And we're so polarized in our opinion that we're not allowing room for that little gray area, that little space where you say, you know what, it's okay to have concerns. It's okay to be afraid of this. It's either, oh, you're anti-vaxxer, you want the world to end. You taking the 5G chip in your head. I can't get 3G good on my phone. It's 5G I will get.
My service has not improved since I took the vaccine.
No metal instruments sticking to my arm. No special powers. Same old watery me.
I started talking Chinese and my vagina is still this way.
I would love to both have a sideways vagina and to be able to speak Chinese. That would be interesting.
That's not my area of interest.
I'm sorry. I don't want to be like the Olympics guy who got fired for telling a Holocaust joke. So please forgive me, Chinese people, for making that terrible racist joke about sideways vaginas. I don't mean it. I know Chinese people have regular vaginas.
It's a good thing we don't hold no position. So nobody can fire me from one gear. What if I fire you from gear? So Aaron, when, if and when things, I guess, smooth out, best case scenario, everybody gets vaccinated and we go back to the world, how do you see us going back? Do you think that it's going to be the way that it was before the pandemic? And, if not, what are some of the big changes that, you see in our future?
Did I just stick again? Are you hearing me? Okay.
Yeah, we're hearing you.
This is one of the reasons we needed to keep the creative juices flowing, for lack of better terminology. It's that marketing requires momentum. If you were selling 40 pizza doubles before the pandemic, you're not going to sell 40 when we open up. So after the pandemic, there's going to be this period of momentum, hopefully trying to build back to where we were, but there's no way we can open up and go back to normal. It cannot happen. The processes that take for us to manifest carnival, manifest theater, manifest comedy, manifest anything that is a creative output, it requires the process that is the lead up. And if without the lead up, they can't come and say, okay, theater open next month, and they're like, right, we ready.
Pre-production.
Pre-production.
Yes, the uninitiated don't know about pre-production, they only know about production.
If they come and announce carnival, let's say in September, they want to say, okay, we having carnival. What I could do between September and February? Nothing. So I think we really missed the mark when it came to the support of the creatives. I don't want to point fingers because this is unprecedented, understandably so. But we have examples of other countries. I mean, the most active carnival network right now is Toronto. They have Toronto. They're not even having Caravana, but almost every day there's a new event. They're visiting mass camps. They're keeping it alive, and we are the mecca. We are the home, right? And what happening here? I mean, I'm not ashamed to say, I applied for my little $5,000 measly dollars. You think I got it yet?
Serious?
I still can't get my grant.
So if me and Lisa get through,
save me. So I don't think we can go back to normal. Huh?
Why they refuse the grant?
Well, girl a call, and when they call, they say, well, you sent it by email now. So I said, well, I was instructed to send it by email. Well, if it by email, we doesn't see it. Okay. So then they eventually printed it, and bureaucracy and excuses and reasons and things we've become so accustomed to. Just like you, Lisa, going to the health center and the man telling you, well, we are dealing with that. We are dealing with them tests here.
And everybody having a very different, unique experience. the lottery aspect of things, you know. You go to the hospital, you might come back alive, you might come back better, you might come back worse. You don't know.
Might you come back at all?
You might come back at all, you know.
Definitely.
So, yeah, I think we have a lot of work to do as a society, and I am excited to be part of these solutions going forward.
Yeah.
And I think we just have to stay vocal, you know, and keep our voices heard. And I think your voice, Aaron, is an important voice because you don't just talk, you do. You know what I mean? You do, and that is impressive. So, you know, just keeping on, as they say, and you know, take us with you when you go to the stars.
Well, you can't take me to Canada because I have Sinopharm vaccine and they're not.
Well, Gail, that's lyrics. You get vaccinated yet?
No, I go in the morning.
I'll send cards for all your postcard and thing with your Sinopharm self.
Right. So the vaccine classiness, the vaccine classification has begun.
Well,
guys,
that's another thing, yes.
We've come to the end of another very action-packed episode of the Givin Trouble Show. I just want to say thanks to our guest, Aaron Schneider, carnival artist, actor, performer, just all-around wonder kid. Thanks so much for your time. We really appreciate it. And most importantly, we appreciate your Wi-Fi data. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much. And thank you for what you continue to do throughout this pandemic to keep a voice and a narrative going. It's so important. It's so important. So don't stop. Keep going. Do not stop. Because in the darkness of the wilderness of this, the voices that we will remember are those that persevered, and you all have persevered. So thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Aaron. Well, I can't end on a better note than that. All year we gone. Bye-bye. See you next week.